Hey everybody, welcome to the Rave TV. You're here with Trevor, and we've got Craig Wayne Boyd here today.
Yeah.
Welcome, man.
Man, thanks for having me.
First time here?
Yes, first time in Milwaukee.
Even in Milwaukee. That's great, man.
Yeah.
That's so we were talking a little bit before we started the interview, so let's kind of continue that. We're talking about The Voice.
Yes.
You know? Dude, congratulations.
Thanks, man.
That is
Wow.
so cool. That is so cool.
It is something that I never in a million years thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
I never thought that I would actually go audition for any kind of reality show.
Mm-hmm.
And the opportunity came up. I was really down on my luck at that point in my career.
Uh-huh.
I moved out to Nashville, Tennessee, chasing the country music dream 11 years ago. And at that point, so it had been 10 years. And I had been almost to the top, and then it would be pulled away from me, and then almost to the top, and pulled away from me. And had just been pulled away from me about a year before that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew I had to reinvent myself again.
Right.
And that opportunity come up. I was like, I have to go do this.
Yeah.
And man, I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
it's crazy.
So when you say that, you like you're at the top, you're about to make it. What happens like when you're in that situation and it gets pulled from you? Is that just like you lose a deal or you?
Yeah, it's things were being promised and almost like being in the studio recording for the first album, and then the band split up or something of the sort like that, because the first thing I was in was a vocal trio.
Okay.
And then the second one I put out a single on my own, and it was climbing the country music charts. We were getting all kinds of attention with it. We had 35 on the Music Row charts.
Okay.
Indicator, Activator, Billboard charts. We were sitting around 49.
Oh wow. Okay.
And the label that I was starting to work with lost their funding.
Oh.
And it was like, oh man,
Damn.
those money guys,
Right.
And so doing that, you have to reinvent yourself again.
Right.
And I knew that going on The Voice was a way to fast track that.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in there with an open mind. I said, you know what? I'm going to go in there, good, bad, ugly, indifferent. Mm-hmm. Just lay it all out there and just be me.
Right.
And then hope for the best.
Yeah, and it works.
Yeah, it does.
One thing that like watching reality shows and being a singer in a band myself is when you see these things, and I've been doing it for a few years, and you were doing it for 10 years. Yeah. It's good to see someone who's paid their dues,
right?
Who's done the bar scenes and done the clubs and didn't just it's cool for people to join a show and all of a sudden blow up,
right?
But it's cool to see someone that actually has been there, has done that.
I'm definitely seasoned.
Seasoned
is
musician.
what I like to call it.
Yes, exactly.
Seasoned. The school of honky tonk.
Right, exactly.
Because I was doing 240 plus dates a year all over the country.
Okay.
From Minot, North Dakota, which is crazy that I'd never been here before.
Right.
But
yeah.
From Minot, North Dakota, all the way down to Key West, Florida. I mean,
very cool.
And everywhere in between.
Very cool. So, did you play in Nashville quite a bit?
I wasn't. I had a house gig at a place called the Wild Horse Saloon, which
Wild
is
Horse, yeah.
the infamous or famous, whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely.
I was the house guy there.
Okay.
And when I did my homecoming on the show, that's where I went back to, and it was a big difference.
Oh, I bet.
I remember playing that room on a Monday night when there's nobody in town, and there would be 50 people, and in a room that size it's about like it's like the ballroom upstairs. You know, it holds like 3,000-4,000 people, and there's 50 people in there. It looks very empty.
Right.
But I still put on the same show there as I would if there was 20,000 people in the room. I think that kind of mindset is where I've always been, because no matter who shows up at a show, they are there to be entertained.
Right.
And they don't care about your problems.
Yeah.
All they want to do is they want to get away from their own, and that's your job.
Right.
As an artist.
Yeah, and that's a room for 50 people, a room for 3,000. I mean, that's got to be tough to keep that energy up. When it is a smaller crowd. But I mean, I've been to shows where there's been 50 people, and you see the artist up there just rocking it. You're like, man, this guy's you like him even more after that.
Right.
Yeah, it's super cool. So during The Voice. During the, I've watched it a couple times where you're up there with the other guys, and it's that like little pause before they say your name. What's going on in your head? Like, how crazy is that?
For me, I was always running through my performance.
Okay.
What I had already done, and did I do my best? and be ready for them to say, you're off the show.
Okay.
And if I was comfortable with my performance, then I was okay leaving.
All right.
And that's pretty much, even when I was stolen and things like that, I felt comfortable because I did feel like I had done my best, and there was no mistakes that I felt like would hurt me. So I was like, okay, you know, and when Gwen slammed her button and saved me on the battle round, I was actually okay with leaving. I mean, it was hard.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you want to stay there and be there, but having the mindset that it wasn't a competition, that I was there to catapult my career to the next level, versus being in competition with anyone else, I felt like we were all out there to put on a great show, and entertain America.
That's good to know that.
That was something that, as the show progressed, and once it got into the top 12 or so, that's where everybody's mind was at, and I would continue to quote unquote preach that to everybody, because I was like, man, this is what we're here to entertain people. Let's go out there and do our best, and then not worry about who stays or goes. And that's what I think kept me sane through the whole project.
Yeah, I mean, from what you've been doing to that, what's it like for, I mean, the media and everything? Like, is it I don't know. How's that feeling?
Having TMZ chase you around?
Yeah, exactly.
Which, thank you guys for being cool.
That
was they come back and redeem themselves from that one.
Awesome.
But that was so funny. Yeah, man, it is kind of crazy. But I feel like all of the work and effort that I put in for the past 11 years at this point, it groomed me to be ready for that.
Okay. Cool. Now, singing after you got called, you know, the winner, I mean, that was pretty incredible that you can even sing after that, man. You did a great job. Now, have you ever felt like that before? I mean, just
I didn't
that
really,
excited, man.
I really didn't even know what to think,
right?
Because it was so overwhelming to realize that final puzzle piece of affirmation of all the hard work was not in vain. You know, that was the main thing for me. And so when they're like, all right, Greg, you got to sing. Like,
oh man,
all right, show must go on. You know,
yeah.
So you swallow that, just like you do. You know, if you're nervous or anything else, you swallow it, you put it down, and you go. And that's what I did with the excitement. Just put it down, entertain.
For sure. Now, what kind of advice would you have for someone who's auditioning for The Voice? Do you have advice?
Absolutely.
Okay.
First of all, is mainly look at it as not a competition, but as a way to progress what you're already doing, especially if it's something that you've done in the past. If you've been out there, you know, working it and singing and performing and stuff like that, look at it as a way to learn from the best.
Right.
I mean, you have the best choreographers, you have the best musicians around, you have the best of the best, and take time to learn and pick their brains. That's what I would suggest.
Okay. Now, what's next for you?
Man, I'm working on an album.
Okay.
I hit the ground running. 3 days after winning The Voice, I was playing my first show out.
Oh, cool.
And I have pretty much been nonstop since.
Okay.
I think maybe 4 or 5 days period off since then. So it's been fun.
Yeah.
But I'm going to continue to do that, you know, because that's what we do. We want to get the music out to the people.
Right.
And while I'm on the road here, I am adding in new songs and trying them out on the crowds and seeing exactly what I want to put on this album. I'm kind of taking my time a little bit, but quickly taking my time.
Right, yeah, for sure. I mean, you want to get the music out there.
Absolutely.
But make sure it's the best, you know. So, hey, well, thanks for coming out, man.
Man, thank you for having me.
Appreciate it, and I wish you nothing but the best. And thanks for sitting
down.
Man,
thank you so much.
Cool guy, man. Everybody, Craig Wayne Boyd here with the Rave. We'll see you next time. Thank you.